Did you know that every 40 seconds, someone in the United States experiences a stroke? Here is something even more concerning. Thousands of people experience mini strokes every single day, and many do not even realize what is happening to them. Understanding these warning signs could save your life or the life of someone you care about. Today, I am sharing 15 proven symptoms of mini strokes that you absolutely need to know. Some of these symptoms might surprise you, especially number 10 on our list. Let me guide you through this vital health information in a way that is clear, easy to understand, and genuinely helpful for you and your loved ones. Before we begin, I want you to know that this information is meant to educate and empower you, not to replace professional medical advice. If you experience any symptoms we discuss today, please contact your healthcare provider or emergency services immediately. Let us start by understanding what a mini-stroke really is. The medical term is transient ischemic attack, or TIA for short. Think of it as a temporary traffic jam in the blood vessels leading to your brain. Blood flow gets blocked or reduced for a short time, anywhere from a few minutes to 24 hours. While mini strokes do not usually cause permanent damage, they are serious warning signs. According to the American Stroke Association, about 1 in 3 people who experience a mini stroke will have a major stroke within a year if they do not receive proper treatment. That is why recognizing these symptoms quickly is so important. Symptom number 1: sudden numbness or weakness. Let us begin with one of the most common and recognizable symptoms. When blood flow to your brain gets interrupted, even temporarily, you might experience sudden numbness or weakness, particularly on one side of your body. This typically affects your face, arm, or leg. It is one of the key signs that healthcare professionals look for when evaluating stroke symptoms. What happens is that certain parts of your brain temporarily cannot send proper signals to the muscles on one side of your body. You might notice your arm feeling unusually heavy, have difficulty lifting your leg, or experience a strange sensation like your limb has fallen asleep. However, unlike the normal pins and needles feeling you get from sitting in an awkward position, this comes on suddenly without any obvious cause. The key word here is sudden. This is not something that develops over hours or days, but rather within minutes or even seconds. Here is a simple test you can do. Hold both arms out in front of you for 10 seconds. If one arm drifts downward, or you cannot raise it as high as the other, seek immediate medical attention. Symptom number 2: slurred or garbled speech. Have you ever noticed someone suddenly struggling to speak clearly? Speech difficulties are another critical warning sign of mini-stroke. This happens because the areas of your brain responsible for speech and language processing can be affected by reduced blood flow. You might find yourself unable to pronounce words correctly, or your speech might sound like you have been drinking alcohol when you have not had any. Your words might come out jumbled or in the wrong order. Sometimes, people know exactly what they want to say, but cannot get the words out properly. This is different from simply forgetting a word. It is a physical inability to form words correctly. Family members or friends are often the first to notice this symptom. They might say you are not making sense or that your speech sounds strange. A simple test is to try saying "the early bird catches the worm" or any familiar phrase. If you suddenly cannot say it clearly when you normally could, this is a red flag that requires immediate medical evaluation. Symptom number 3: sudden confusion. Moving on to a symptom that is often overlooked: sudden confusion. This is not just feeling a bit foggy. It is a profound disorientation that comes on abruptly. You might find yourself unable to understand simple sentences or conversations that would normally be easy for you. Some people describe it as feeling like everyone around them is suddenly speaking a foreign language. Others report being unable to follow basic instructions or complete simple tasks they do every day. You might forget where you are, what day it is, or even who the people around you are. You might start a sentence and completely forget what you were saying halfway through. What makes this particularly concerning is that the confusion itself can prevent you from recognizing that something is wrong. This is why it is so important for family members and friends to be aware of this symptom. They might need to be the ones to call for help. Symptom number 4. Vision problems. Mini strokes can affect your vision in several ways. You might experience blurred vision, double vision, or even temporary blindness in one or both eyes. Some people describe it as looking through a foggy window, or having a gray or black shade cover part of their visual field. It might feel like a curtain is being pulled down over one eye. Double vision occurs when the muscles controlling eye movement are affected. You might see two of everything, either side by side or one on top of the other. This can be extremely disorienting and may cause dizziness or nausea. What is particularly important to understand is that these vision changes come on suddenly and without warning. Even if your vision returns to normal quickly, this is still a medical emergency that requires immediate attention. Symptom number 5. Loss of balance or coordination. Here is a symptom that people often mistake for something else. Sudden loss of balance or coordination. This is not just feeling a bit unsteady. It is a sudden, dramatic change in your ability to coordinate movements. You might feel like you are on a boat in rough seas, unable to walk in a straight line, or you might find yourself veering to one side when you try to walk. Some people describe it as feeling drunk when they have not had any alcohol. The loss of coordination can affect fine motor skills too. You might suddenly be unable to button your shirt, write legibly, or pick up small objects. This symptom is particularly dangerous because it increases your risk of falls and injuries. If you experience sudden balance problems, sit down immediately in a safe place and call for emergency help. Symptom number 6. Facial drooping. One of the most visible signs of a mini stroke is facial drooping. When one side of your face suddenly becomes weak or numb, it can cause that side to droop noticeably. You might notice that one side of your mouth droops down, making it difficult to smile evenly. Your eye on the affected side might not close properly, or your eyebrow might sit lower than the other. The classic test for this is to try to smile in front of a mirror. If your smile is lopsided or one side of your face does not move properly, this is a clear sign of a potential mini stroke. You might also notice drooling from one side of your mouth or difficulty keeping food or liquids in your mouth on the affected side. Symptom number 7. Sudden severe headache. We all get headaches from time to time, but the headache associated with a mini stroke is different. This is not your typical tension headache or even a migraine. It is often described as the worst headache of your life. The pain might feel like a thunderclap, coming on within seconds and reaching maximum intensity almost immediately. What makes this headache particularly significant is that it often comes with other symptoms like confusion, vision changes, or difficulty speaking. If you experience a sudden, severe headache that is unlike anything you have felt before, especially if accompanied by other symptoms, do not wait. Seek emergency medical care immediately. Symptom number 8. Difficulty swallowing. This next symptom might surprise you. Difficulty swallowing can occur when the brain areas controlling this complex process are affected by reduced blood flow. You might suddenly find yourself unable to swallow properly. Food or liquids might feel stuck in your throat, or you might choke or cough when trying to swallow, even your own saliva. This symptom is particularly dangerous because it can lead to food or liquid entering your lungs instead of your stomach, which can cause serious complications. If you experience sudden difficulty swallowing, especially with other symptoms, seek immediate medical attention and avoid eating or drinking until you have been evaluated. Symptom number 9. Tingling sensation. Mini stroke can cause tingling sensations similar to pins and needles, but with important differences. The mini stroke-related sensation comes on suddenly without any apparent cause, often affects one entire side of the body, and may be accompanied by weakness or numbness. The tingling might start in your fingers or toes and spread up your arm or leg. Some people describe it as feeling like tiny electric shocks or like ants crawling under their skin. Unlike normal pins and needles that get better when you move around, mini stroke-related tingling does not improve with movement. Symptom number 10. Temporary memory loss. Here is the symptom that might surprise you most. Temporary memory loss. This is not just forgetting where you put your keys. People experiencing mini-stroke-related memory loss might suddenly forget where they are, even in familiar places like their own home. They might not recognize family members or might forget significant events that just happened. The memory loss is usually temporary, lasting minutes to hours, but it can be extremely frightening. What makes this particularly concerning is that people experiencing memory loss might not realize anything is wrong, making it crucial for family members and friends to recognize this as a potential sign and seek help. Symptom number 11. Partial or total loss of consciousness. While not the most common symptom, partial or total loss of consciousness can occur with mini-stroke. Partial loss might manifest as feeling extremely drowsy or unable to stay awake, even in situations where you would normally be alert. Total loss of consciousness, actually passing out, is less common but can happen. If someone loses consciousness, even briefly, and shows any other signs of mini-stroke, do not wait to see if they wake up on their own. Call emergency services immediately. Time is absolutely critical in these situations. Symptom number 12. Vertigo. Feeling like the room is spinning? That is vertigo, and it is another important symptom to recognize. This is not just feeling a bit dizzy when you stand up too fast. Vertigo from a mini-stroke makes you feel like the entire room is spinning around you, or like you are spinning while everything else stays still. The vertigo might be triggered or worsened by head movements, and is often accompanied by nausea and vomiting. It can be so severe that you cannot stand or walk without falling. If you experience sudden, severe vertigo, especially with other symptoms, sit or lie down immediately in a safe place and call for emergency help. Symptom number 13. Mood or personality changes. This symptom often catches people off guard. Sudden mood or personality changes that are completely out of character can be a sign of mini-stroke. These changes can include sudden anxiety or panic attacks in someone who has never experienced them before, unexpected aggression or irritability, or profound sadness. Family members often notice these changes first, reporting that their loved one is not acting like themselves. These changes come on suddenly, often within hours. If someone you know experiences sudden, dramatic personality changes, especially if accompanied by other symptoms, do not dismiss it as just having a bad day. Symptom number 14. Clumsiness or trouble grasping objects. Sudden clumsiness goes beyond normal Butterfingers moments. It is a sudden inability to perform fine motor tasks that you normally do without thinking. You might find yourself dropping things repeatedly, unable to maintain your grip on objects like cups, pens, or utensils. Tasks that require coordination between your eyes and hands suddenly become difficult or impossible. This symptom is often one-sided, affecting primarily one hand or arm. If you suddenly cannot perform tasks that were easy for you just minutes before, this is a clear warning sign. Symptom number 15. Unexplained fatigue or weakness. Our final symptom is one that is easy to dismiss. Sudden, profound fatigue without any physical exertion can be a warning sign of mini-stroke. This is not the normal tiredness you feel after a long day. It is an overwhelming exhaustion that comes on suddenly and does not improve with rest. You might feel like you can barely keep your eyes open, or like your entire body is made of lead. Simple tasks might feel impossibly exhausting. If you experience sudden, severe fatigue, especially with other symptoms, do not assume you just need to rest. Seek medical evaluation immediately. Now that we have covered all 15 symptoms, let me remind you of a simple way to check for stroke symptoms. It is called the FAST test. F stands for face. Ask the person to smile. Does one side of their face droop? A stands for arms. Ask them to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward? S stands for speech. Ask them to repeat a simple phrase. Is their speech slurred or strange? T stands for time. If you see any of these signs, time is critical. Call emergency services immediately. We have covered 15 proven symptoms of mini strokes today. From the more well-known signs like facial drooping and slurred speech to lesser-known symptoms like personality changes and profound fatigue. The most important thing to remember is that any of these symptoms, especially when they come on suddenly, require immediate medical attention. Mini strokes are often called warning strokes for a good reason. They are your brain's way of telling you that something is seriously wrong with your blood flow. Getting prompt medical attention can prevent a major stroke and save your life or prevent permanent disability. Please share this information with your friends and family. You never know whose life you might save by helping them recognize these warning signs. Remember, this information is meant to educate you, but it is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare providers for proper diagnosis and treatment. Stay healthy, stay informed, and most importantly, listen to your body when it is trying to tell you something important. Your quick action could make all the difference.